Shalom Amakayams. First I'd like to give all praises. Barakatha Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Kodash, Tawada, Amen. Double honors to the elders of GMS, Elder Gabar, Elder Rakah, Elder Ramlab, Elder Tahar, leading in truth and spirit and sincerity. And double honors to all the Achiyams out there on the highways and byways, bringing out the word and truth and spirit and sincerity in the name of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Kodash, Tawada. Amen. All praises. Today's edification is called "The Game Is Up, Esau." The game is up, Esau. It truly is. The game is up. Why do I say that? These Edomites are starting to call themselves Israelites now, especially these so-called Jews. They're separating themselves from the word Israeli, and these so-called Jewish people, these converts, are calling themselves Israelites. So if you start to look at, like, especially these so-called Orthodox Jewish people. So, but the game is up. There's no hiding place for you. We know who you are. We know you're Amalek. We know you're Esau's grandson. We know Esau is your progenitor, your forefather. But you come from the tribe of the Amalekites, which was Esau's grandsons. So, like I said, the game is up. You're converts. The true Jews of Israel are people of Native American Indians, Latinos, Hispanics, African Americans, those that live in the West Indies and Haiti, all the descendants from the transatlantic slave trade. And like I said, the Hispanics, Latinos, Native American Indians, Seminole Indians, Gadites, the Mexicans, and those that were put on transatlantic slave ships and spread to the four corners of the world. So some of Israel are mixed amongst the other nations, and we always make that quite clear, that we know that some of our people are mixed amongst the other nations, but we know who the children of Israel are. Romans 8 and 16 tells you that. The Spirit bears witness with our spirit who the children of God are. So we know who they are through the Spirit, through the prophecies. Yeah? Don't need to worry about no DNA testing. DNA ain't going to give you nothing. DNA is just the white man's bit of magic, black magic sorcery that they use to try to confirm things. It's like their science, isn't it? Their science can only give you so much, because he deals in sight, we deal in faith. Right? But we walk in the faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians, I believe. Yeah, 2 Corinthians chapter 4. For we walk by faith. And let me look it up here. For we walk by faith. 2 Corinthians, I believe it is, chapter 4. I believe I'm looking for chapter 5 verse 7. So 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7. For we walk by faith and not by sight. Not by sight. So we don't look on you and say, oh, these are the Jews, because we know these are not the Jews of the Bible. These are not the Israelites. These are converts. These are Jewish people. Jewish-ish means to pertain to. That's a fact. They are converts. They do not go back by blood to the 12 tribes of Israel. Not at all. So the game is up. You can keep on keeping up this persona, what's the word I'm looking for? You can keep keeping up this. It begins with P. It's gone out of my mind. But you know what I mean anyway. This great pretense. Who you are? You're the Edomites, just like your illustrious leader. Your illustrious leader, Donald Trump, is the leader of the Edomites. He's the head Edomite. He's in the public eye, not in the true rulership of this planet, because the people that run this planet obviously are the Illuminati, the ones that run the shadow governments, people behind the scene, the bankers. They're the real money men, the Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, the Morgans, all the different families, the Durants. Those are the real brokers of power on this planet. Donald Trump is their front man. So their front man is this guy here. There's no such thing as white people. The game is up, Esau. Stop falling for the propaganda and open your eyes, people. The game is up. You know, when you speak to people these days, they Edomites, Edomites. People recognize that word now. They understand Esau. They've heard it more often than any other name recently in probably the past 10 years. That keeps popping up in a conversation or, somewhere along the line. Everyone, you got Genesis 25:25, and it tells you about their forefather's birth. He was born, read all over, like a hairy. So his father called him Esau. So we was going to Genesis, just so you can see 25 and 25. Don't need to pull it up really. And the first came out rolled over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, because Esau means wasted away. He's wasted away. He has no melanin in his skin, as you can see quite clearly. These so-called white people are different shades of red, because that's what they really are. Just like so-called black people are different shades of brown. There's no such thing as an actual black person. They're just different shades of brown, from dark brown to light brown. But the game is up, Esau, and he knows that. He knows that. So, why do we call them the devil and Satan? Why do we call them that? So, because we know what the word devil means. The word devil actually comes from the Latin word diablo. You can see here, diablos. The Latin word is from the ecclesiastical Greek diablos. That's where it comes from, which just generally means accuser, slanderer. Because that's who he is. He's an accuser and a slanderer. Isn't Donald Trump an accuser and a slanderer? He just goes around accusing everyone. He's people love it. He's base. They say he's base. Worship him, because that's all he does. He goes around accusing and slanders people, right? And mainly the children of Israel. Remember, everyone knows about the Central Park 5. What did he do? He was a slanderer. From then he took out an ad. See if we can bring it up here. Donald Trump Central Park 5 ad. This is what he did. So, images. This is what Donald Trump did. This is your illustrious leader. He said, bring back the death penalty, bring back our police. All right? He wanted to kill those 5 young men who were innocently accused of raping an Edomite woman in Central Park in 1989. All right? They had served 7 years in jail. One of them served 14 years in jail. All right? Because they were slandered, not just by him, by many Edomites and media outlets. So this is why we say that. This is why we can. They are accusers and slanderers. That's why we call them the devil. All right? Because that's all they do. They falsely accuse and they falsely slander, and that enables them to, in a sense, get more kudos amongst their own people. And that's what they did. That's what he did. This is what Donald Trump did. He accused and slandered. Bring back the death penalty and bring back the police, he said. Right, in his article, he says, what has happened to our city over the past 10 years? What has happened to the law and order, the neighborhood's cops who will be trusted to safeguard our homes and families? The cop who had the power under the law to help us in times of danger, keeps us safe from home, would prey on innocent lives to fulfill some distorted inner need. What has happened to the respective authorities? So this is what he did. He gave out an ad. He said, many New York families, white, black, Hispanic, Asians, have had to give up the pleasure of leisurely strolling into the park at dusk, alright? So this is the ad that he gave up here. He said the Saturday visit to the playground with their families, the bike ride, sitting off their stoops, giving them up hostages and so forth and this and that. So, you could read the rest of this ad if you want. So this is what he put in it. This is what he's done. He says, they must serve as examples that the others who will think long and hard before committing a crime on an act of violence. All right? He said, look, he says, Mayor Koch has stated that the hate and rancor should be removed from our hearts. I do not think so. I want to hate these muggers and murderers. This is what Donald Trump says, your illustrious president. He says, let's read that more. He says, they should be forced to suffer, and when they kill, they should be executed for their crimes. They must serve as an example so that the others will think long and hard before committing a crime or an act of violence. Right? So this is their illustrious leader. This is what they do. They're accusers. You know, he wasn't the only one. He was leading the bandwagon. Right? This is the devil here. This is right here. Right? This is the accuser and the slanderer. Right? This was one of the victims that was accused. Right? Corey. This is Corey White. This boy was 15 years old at the time. I'm 16, it says here. Corey White. All of them innocent. All of them innocent. But this is what they done. Right? These were the 5 brothers here. These are the 5 Central 5. These are the Central Park 5 in 1989. Right? Corey was 16. Yusuf was 15. I think that's Raymond was 14 or 15. Kevin was 14. And Antron was 14. In 1989, they were falsely charged with violently assaulting and raping a female jogger, an Edomite female jogger, all right, in New York City. Donald Trump famously called for them to be executed. Executed, you know. This is what these devils do. They spent between 6 and 13 years in prison. Corey spent 14 years in prison. Right? The rest spent up to 7 years in prison. Only to be fully exonerated after DNA evidence proved someone else was guilty. They sued New York City and got $41 million in restitution, which Trump's called ridiculous. America is Trump's judgment, the kind we want in the White House. But don't worry, because these ones that falsely accuse us and slander us, their judgment is to come. These Edomites' judgment is to come. All right. So this is what they did. This is why they're called the devil. All right. This is why we can call him the devil. This is why we can call these Edomites the devil, because this is what they do. They falsely accuse and slander. All right. Sometimes they're called Satan. Sometimes we refer to them as Satan. All right. Why? Not just us, but the Bible. Why does the Bible refer? Because Satan means adversary, one who plots against another. Right? From Satan to show enmity to oppose, plot against, from. That's what they did. So one who plots against another. Have a look at the word devil again. Devil. Why do we call the Edomites the devil? Why do we call Esau the devil? Why? Just like it says here. To slander, attack, literally to throw across. Right? And that's what they did. To slander, to craft. They're deceivers. Right? It comes from the Latin word. Where is it? It comes from the Latin word diablos. So here. Let's see if I can get it here. It comes from the Latin word. See if it shows you here. Devilfish. Diablos. Comes from that word here, diablos. Right? Here, here's the Greek words. Greek Latin word diablos, which was used as the devil Satan, which is general meant accuser, slanderer. And that's what they did. They're accusers and they're slanderers. Right? They did it to these young men here that spent between 6 and 14 years, because he spent 13 years and 10 months. That's 14 years. These guys all spent 6 years and 10 months. That's 7 years. All right? Right? Once you've gone past 6, you're into the 7th year. Everyone knows that. All right? So, that's who they are. I thought I'd pull it out. The first place you see in the Bible, the first place where you see the word Satan in the Bible is here. It's when they tempted David to number the people. And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. Alright? So we look at the word Satan here. What does the word Satan mean in the Hebrew? Adversary. Again, just like it showed you there. One who withstands. Adversary in general. Personal adversary. Satan. And they probably think they're superhuman. But their adversary, opponent, especially Satan, the arch enemy of good. Esau is the arch enemy of good. These are the arch enemy of good. This is the arch enemy of good, the Edomites. The Bible speaks about them everywhere. The book of Matthew, the first place we see the word devil is in the book of Matthew. Then Yahweh led up of the spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. Let's go have a quick look at the word devil in the Greek. That's why I was saying that, diablos, because I know that's what it is in the Greek, but it's fine. It shows you that in the etymology. Because when we was looking here, we were looking at the etymology, the root meaning of these words, right? Where do they come from? And we want to see if it's the same in the Greek. Diablos, prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely. Do you understand why we call the so-called white man, the Edomites, the devil? Because this is what they do. This is their MO. They accuse you falsely to enrich themselves, to enrich their people, to enrich their fellow Edomites by falsely accusing the Israelites and people of color in general of all sorts of crimes, and create all sorts of laws and legislation to destroy them. Just like what they did to the Native American Indians. They created all sorts of legislations to destroy them. They wrote 400 treaties with the Native American Indians, and the Edomites broke every single one of them. Every single one of them. And then they accused them falsely. They slandered them and accused them falsely of this, of killing so-called Edomites out in the frontiers and so forth, and say they did this crime, that crime. So it enabled them to send their soldiers to continue with their murder, their malicious murder of the Israelites. The same thing they did. What did they do to? Well, the same thing they did to these guys here. They did to what's his name? Emmett Till, I believe. Emmett Till. Same thing they did to Emmett Till. Falsely accused him, 14-year-old African American who was lynched in Mississippi in 1955 after being accused of offending a Edomite woman in her family's grocery store. Just think about what we're saying here, Offending. He was lynched after being accused of offending a Edomite woman in her family grocery store. The brutality of his murder and the fact that his killers were acquitted drew attention to the long history of violent persecution of African Americans, which are the Israelites, in the United States. Till posthumously became an icon of the civil rights movement. Okay, so this is what they did to this young man here. Falsely accused him. What does it say? Look at here. Devil, Satan, one who withstands. Devil, slanderous, accusing falsely. Now do you understand why the white man, the Edomites, are referred to in the Bible as the devil and Satan? There is a spiritual angel called Satan who works for the Most High. You read the book of Job, chapter 1. It explains to you who that is. But his physical counterpart, the people that are doing the works of Satan on this planet, his physical counterpart, because just like you have the sons of God, the sons of Yasharallah, the chosen, the Most High's physical counterpart, Yahweh's physical counterpart walking the planet today is who? The children of Israel, the Israelite, the chosen people, the people who he gave the laws, commandments, and statutes to. The physical counterpart of Satan, the actual angel Satan, who you read about in the book of Job, chapter 1, is Esau, the Edomites. Right? That's why we call them. This is why it says they're slanderous, accusing falsely. This is what they did to Emmett Till. They falsely accused, after being accused of offending a white woman in a family's grocery store. Right? The brutality of the murder. So you'll see. Let me show you here. That's his house. That's the grocery store where he was meant to have looked at this Edomite woman. 14-year-old Emmett Till came to this site to buy candy in August 1955. A 14-year-old boy. My heart goes out to him, boy. That's why I say that the game is up, Esau. The game is up because you're coming to the end. You're at the end of your rulership, and believe me, what you're going to receive, boy, is double because of your wickedness. Right? It says, white shopkeeper Carolyn Bryant, this is her, accused the black youth, the Israelite boy, of flirting with her. Right? This tramp here, this Edomite tramp, accused Emmett Till of flirting with her. And shortly thereafter, Till was abducted by Bryant's husband and his half-brother. So then they kidnapped him, kidnapped the young man. Till's tortured body was later found in the Tallahatchie River. The two men were tried and acquitted, but later sold their murder confessions to Look magazine. So they committed their crime, They were acquitted by the same Edomite jury that acquitted them Till's death, and then they went and sold their story to a Look magazine. You tell me that Esau is not ruling the world. Who could kidnap a 14-year-old boy off the street, torture him for hours on end, murder him, then dump his body in the river, then get arrested and tried for it, and then get acquitted of the murder, and then after they got acquitted of the murder, then they could just go and sell their story to a magazine. Only Esau, because this is Esau's kingdom. He rules this place. The so-called white man runs the planet Earth right now. But the game is up, Esau, because you're at the end of your rulership, and we know you've got more wickedness to perpetrate before that end finally comes. But when your judgment comes, I tell you, when your judgment comes, boy, when your judgment comes, Esau, it's going to be a judgment that this earth has never, ever before witnessed. Because the Most High, who the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh, said he's going to give to you Edomites double, double. Fill the cup to her double. It says, Till's death received international attention and is widely credited with sparking the American Civil Rights Movement. But this is what they did to the boy. Look at this. That's what they did to him. So he went from this handsome, very handsome 14-year-old boy, because these Edomites falsely accused him, to this. Only the Lord knows, boy, the trauma that he went through. This Till's mutilated corpse on display. His mother had insisted on an open casket funeral. Images of Till's body printed in the Chicago Defender and Jet magazine made international news and directed attention to the lack of rights to the Israelites, which are the so-called black people, in the US South. Anyway, so this is why Esau, the Edomites, are known as the devil in the Bible and Satan, because of exactly what the meaning of the word devil is. They are slanderers, they falsely accusers, and they are our adversary. Accuser, slanderer, that's what they are. And just like it says in the definition, false accusers, they falsely accuse you. It says, applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. The reason why these Edomites behave like that, because they have the spirit of Satan. They have the same spirit that Cain had in him, right? When he slaughtered, let's go find that. When he slaughtered Abel, the same spirit. Where is that? That is in 2 Corinthians, I want that. It speaks of it in 2 Corinthians. Paul speaks of it here. 11 to see. So here, I'll come back to this. We're going to read this scripture here, but it's not the one I wanted. So anyway, so it's the same spirit. They had the same spirit of Cain. The same spirit of Cain, these Edomites. Same spirit. That's the spirit that they have in them. It's the same spirit of Cain. Alright? No ifs, no buts, no maybes. Alright? It might have been in First John 3. I want First John 3. Yeah. It says, 1 John chapter 3 verse 12. It says, not as Cain, who was of that wicked one. That wicked one, because they are the sons of the wicked. The Edomites are the sons of, these are the sons of the wicked. These people here, these Edomites, are the sons of the wicked. The game is up, Esau. So let's go back to 1 John 3. It says, not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother? And wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil, and his brother's righteous. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hate you. Because they hate us. And this is why we always tell our people, don't marvel at this thing. Don't try to change these Edomites. You can't change them. They hate you, brother. You cannot change them. That's why Paul said, marvel not at them if the world hates you. Because they are as Cain. Marvel not, my brethren, my fellow Israelites, if the world hate you. Who controls the world? Esau. This is their head honcho. And the people behind the scenes, the bankers, the Illuminati, the secret societies, are all controlled by these Edomites. So marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you, because they have the spirit of Cain. It just like it says here, not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother, and wherefore slew he him, because his own works were evil, and his brother's righteous. Because this man's work is evil. It's evil. This is the man that transported tens of millions of people from the west coast of Africa on ships for 6 to 12 weeks. Some of the journeys took, right, depending on what type of ship they had, chained in the bellies of the ship, one to one another, shitting on each other, pissing on each other, catching diseases, dying and whatever, throwing them off the board, all sorts of things happened to them. They were raped, tortured, then they were brought to the Americas and put on auction blocks and sold, and then they were taken to plantations to work from sunrise to sunset. They were raped, murdered, families were separated, beaten, spat on, tortured, whipped. Every despicable thing you could think of, this so-called Edomite did. And they can't deny it. That's what they did. Why? And wherefore, he says, not as Cain, who was the wicked one, because he is the wicked one, and slew his brother. Just remember, Esau is Jacob's brother. Just like how Abel was Cain's brother. Cain had the spirit of Esau. We know Cain was born well before Esau, but it was that same spirit that was in Cain that was put in Esau. The spirit of the wicked one, the sons of the wicked. And wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil, and his brother's righteous. So Esau's work was evil. These guys here were responsible for the majority of the slave ships. These were the maritime, these are the ones that insured the slave ships. These are the ones that controlled the transatlantic slave trade. The transatlantic slave trade was your so-called Jewish man today, your Amalekite. His works were evil. Evil. Evil, evil, evil. Just quickly, here. Where is it? Here. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. Okay, no dramas, no dramas, no dramas. We got scriptures all day long. All day long. So, let's keep pulling out scriptures. So, we're going to go to Psalms 50. Psalms 50, and I think we'll scroll down a little bit here to verse 16. But unto the wicked, the Most High says, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Because what did they do? What did the wicked do? They took the Bible and tried to say they were the Lord. They were the Most High. They were the disciples. They were the prophets. This is what the wicked did. This is what these Edomites did. They took it and tried to say that the prophets of the Bible, that the Lord was an Edomite. That the Most High is an Edomite. That the prophets were Edomites. That the disciples and the apostles were Edomites. And that the children of Israel were Edomites. Because if you're a so-called white person, you are an Edomite. So this is what they tried to say, that they were so-called white people. And then between them, they devised and said, right, we're going to call these people Jewish. Wish they were Jews, which means ish means to pertaineth to. And they were converted. But they tried to say that these are the children of the book, but these are the sons of the wicked. Because they all got together, just like it tells you in the book of Psalms 83. So the Lord says, what has he got to do to declare his statutes? Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth. And that's what they did. That's what they did. They took the Lord's covenant in their mouth. They took the scriptures. They took it. Seest thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee. Because there's nothing that they do is of God. Everything they do is of the wicked. It's of Satan. Satan works for the Most High, as you know. He's the angel on the left-hand side that does the works for the wicked. What they did is of the wicked. It's of what Satan guided them to do. Along with these guys here. So the Lord said here to David, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee, when thou sawest a thief, then thou contested with him, and hast been partaker and adulterous. Now we know that these guys are the biggest thieves. The Edomites are the biggest thieves on the planet Earth. Everywhere they go, they steal your resources, right? They steal your minerals, they steal your land, they murder your people, they will enslave your people, they will sell your people, right? They will rape your children. Their rap sheet, Esau's rap sheet is so long. The game is up Esau. But we know you've still got those last bit of wickedness that you're going to perpetrate. So it says here, when thou sawest a thief, then thou contendest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue framest deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. Now, we tell you already, Jacob is who? Esau's brother. So they are our brothers. And after that came his brother, Genesis 25 and 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in the tents. So they are our brothers. So just like it says in Psalms here, it says, thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thine own mother's son. Now we showed you two great examples of that. What they did to Emmett Till, the lying Edomite woman who lied about Emmett Till, flirting with her, looking her in the store, told her husband and her brother-in-law, and they came and they kidnapped him. They brutally murdered him, and then they were acquitted of that murder. And I wonder if they got that woman's picture here. I wonder if they got that picture of the woman here. Carolyn Burnett. I wonder if they got her picture here. I bet that Edomite bitch went under. Let's see if there's a picture of her. We'll do it like this. Let's see if we can see her. Let me just see what this particular devil looked like. Here she is here. This is the devil. This is the devil that went back. This is the Edomite devil, Satan, who is a false accuser and a slanderer of our people, that went back to her brother-in-law. Went back to her brother-in-law to tell him that this young man here, this 14-year-old boy, was looking this Edomite devil. And that must be her today. Caroline Brown admits to lying on Emil Temet. That's her today. So they think because she's some old pensioner that somehow she's resolved of her sins. No. This devil here is going to pay for her sins. But this is the woman that lied on Edom, that caused them to kidnap him, murder him, torture him. Lord knows, boy, what he went through, boy. 14-year-old boy, and how terrified he must have been in 1955. Only the Lord knows. Only the Lord knows. That's why the Lord says, boy, our prayers are gone up to... It tells you that. It tells you that in Revelation 6, I believe. I'll find it here. Okay, hold on. 5. That's 5. Let's see. Where is it? Sorry. Quickly find it. I need to find it. Where is it? 1 second, people. Prayers of all the saints. Revelations 8. Revelations 8, I want. Revelations 8 verse 3. And another angel came and stood at the altar, having the golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints ascended up before the Most High out of the angel's hand. So Emel's prayers and also the... Listen. I want to read another one to you as well. 1 second, people. The blood of the saints. Where is it? It's in Revelation. Yes. There is one. I heard another voice coming out where people's actually was up to heaven. Iniquity is absolutely going to come back to you. Revelations 18. There's no getting out of this. Where is it I'm looking for? Oh, is it here? Yes, Revelations 19. I'm going to come back to that one as well. That's what I wanted as well. So Revelation chapter 19 verse 1. And after these things I heard a great voice of much people in heaven, saying, Hallelujah! Salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our power, right? Which is the Most High. For true and righteous are his judgments. True and righteous are the Lord's judgments. Why? For he has judged the great whore. Where is the great whore? The United States of America. USA. That's the great whore. Which did what? Which did corrupt the earth. As we all know, America's gone to the four corners of the world to instill its version of democracy imperialism. That's how it's corrupted the earth, with all of its beliefs and policies, alright? With her fornication, and has avenged who? The blood of his servants at her hand. So he's going to avenge the blood. You are going to pay for your crimes, Caroline Bryant. He's going to avenge the blood of Emil Timid. He's going to avenge the blood of this young man here. He is going to avenge the blood. He's going to avenge the blood of this young man here for what you did to him. You did this to him, just so you know that. The game is up, Esau. Carolyn, Brian, you did this to Emmett Till. So what did the Lord say? He says, for true and righteous are his judgments. For he has judged the great whore. He's judged the great whore. The judgments is coming. which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, right? And has avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. There's no escaping this. There's no escaping it. There was another one as well. Where is it? Just this. Yeah, this is the other one here. 16 and 5. This is the other one right here. And I heard the angel, so Revelation chapter 16 verse 5, of the waters say, Thou art righteous, O Lord, which art and was and shall be. Why? Because thou hast judged thus. For they that have shed the blood of the saints and the prophets, and thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. And I heard another angel come out of the altar say, Even so, Lord, Yahweh, Almighty, true and righteous are thy judgments. His judgment for you, Caroline Bright, is going to be true and righteous. And I pray that when the Lord comes, that you're still here as a pensioner. Because people look on these old pensioner Edomites and start having some sort of sympathy for them, want to help them cross the road and this and that. These are the wicked of the wicked. These are the ones that live during the heart of the wickedness of America, Britain, France, Germany. These so-called Edomite pensioners that you see walking the street today, they lived in the heart of the wickedness. They were the ones that was involved in building this society, wicked society. These people, listen, this is why we call you the devil. This is why we call you the devil. You don't just commit, you commit these crimes to your own people as well, but more so to us. To us. So, there's no escaping your judgment. No escaping your judgment. Woman who caused Emmett Till's death admits to lying. That's it right there. No escape. No escape. So, that was us talking about the word Satan and the devil. And that's their illustrious leader today. The game is up, Esau. And we know when we go to Revelations 12 that you still got some more wickedness to do. Let me jump down. We won't go straight to the point. Yeah, here. Verse 12, go straight to the point. So therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, and of the and of the sea. For the devil, who is the devil? Esau, the Edomites. That's the devil number one. Number two, what he did to our people. Sorry, this is devil number three here. Caroline Brown. That's her here, devil number three. Have a look at her properly. This is her today. This is the woman that falsely accused Emmett, just for looking at her, looking at her. She said he was flirting with her, looking at her. What a wicked woman, boy. What a wicked woman. And she knew what the consequences of her going back and telling her husband and her brother-in-law would be down south to make an accusation like that. So she had no regard for this 14-year-old boy. But that's fine, because like the Lord said, for they have shed the blood of the saints, which are the Israelites, and the prophets, which are the Israelites as well. And thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. Because the Most High is going to give you blood to drink. You, and you, the leader of the rest of those Edomites. He's going to give you blood to drink, boy. Just like it says here. He's going to give you blood to drink. So it says here, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and you that dwell on the earth. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, and them that and of the sea. For who? For the devil, for the Edomites, is come down unto you, having great wrath. Why? Because he knows that he has but a short time. This man knows and has been told by his fellow Edomite superiors in the Illuminati You know, whether they're the Rothschilds, the Morgan Stanley family, the Rockefellers, you know, all the Durants, all the different heads of those different secret societies that make up the Illuminati. I've told them that we've got a short time, so you need to escalate this plan of clamping down on these people, especially the children of Israel. Those are the ones, the Israelites, the Native American Indians, the Hispanics, the Latinos, the Mexicans, the African Americans, those from the Caribbean, West Indies, and the descendants from the transatlantic slave trade who were scattered to the four corners of the world. Those are the ones that we have to try to put down them all. So there were no Israelites left for our Lord to come and redeem. But like the Lord said, he knows that he's got a short time. Right? The devil knows. He's going to come down here with great wrath, having great wrath, because he knows, Esau knows, the Edomite knows that he has but a short time. But also, who else knows? Matthew 24. 24 and 24 it might be. I'll start. For then shall there be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world in this time. No, nor ever shall be. And that great tribulation is going to come because who? Because Esau, the Edomites, here, the devil, is going to come down unto you. Right? Why? Having great wrath, great anger and menace and violence and destruction and authoritarian and totalitarian and fascism rulership. Why? Because he knows that he has but a short time. So he knows, the Edomites know, but also the Lord knows, made sure that his servants know, the Israelites know. That's why it says there, for then shall there be great tribulation, which is what this devil's going to bring upon you in these last days. Right? These Edomites. Such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, not ever shall be. Right? So we're never going to see a time of destruction, of terrorism, of fascism, of totalitarianism, authoritarianism. All of these things rolled into one. Why? It says, no, nor ever shall be. So we're never going to see this time of destruction by the wicked that's going to be perpetrated on the world. Not just on Israel, but on the world. But Israel in Pacific, the Israelites in Pacific are going to be the butt of their destruction. So this is why the Lord said, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for who? But for the elect. Who are the elect? The saints, the chosen, the 1/3, the 144,000. Except for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So if it wasn't for the remnant of Israel that the Lord was coming to redeem in the end times, in the last days, there will be no Israelites left to save. Because this devil here, that it speaks of here, the devil is going to come down unto you having a great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time. And that's why it says that when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. The woman represents the children of Israel. Right? The man-child is talking about the children of Israel. The man-child that she brought through is Yahushua, but it's talking about the children of Israel. So, this devil here knows he's got but a short time. And the Lord said that if he had not shortened the days, just like it says here, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, the chosen of Israel, those days shall be shortened. So let me tell you, this devil here is going to join arms with his fellow devil here to come and destroy these people here. What he's been doing over the last 500 years destroying. But he's going to come with a wrath that this world has never seen. So, if we was to go to 2 Thessalonians, the game is up, Esau, because we know we know what your plans are, what you're going to do. The game is up. We know that they've got to come to pass. The chip, the RFID chip, and World War III. We understand that. We know that those things have got to come to pass, Esau. So just jump down to verse 4. It says, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called the Most High. That's what these guys do. They oppose and exalt themselves above all that is the Most High, because they think they're gods, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showeth himself that he is the Most High, because that's what they believe. That's what they truly believe. With all their power, their military might, their science, their money, their wealth, their control. He says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know that withhold. And now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. He is being revealed in his time. The game is up, Esau. There is no such thing as so-called white people. No such thing. You are Edomites and we are the Israelites. We are the saints, and we know that you're coming for us. You're coming to us fourfold in these last days, because we know that you have a short time left. So it says, remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things, and now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. He's been revealed in his time. The Edomites have been, it's a conversation that if you say to someone now, heard of Esau and Edomites, people are very aware of who they are now, who the Edomites are. They are the so-called Caucasian race. For the mystery of iniquity does already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. Until he be taken out of the way. And when is it going to be taken out of the way? On the day of judgment. And then shall who? The wicked be revealed. The wicked is being revealed. I mean, come on. What these people did to our people in the transatlantic slave trade was a wicked that was revealed. That so-called Jewish man was one of the main perpetrators in the transatlantic slave trade. Just look at all of the for sale signs that was up in auctioning the African Americans. They were all different so-called Jewish names that was selling our people, controlling the auction blocks, insuring the transatlantic slave ships. They were the maritime insurers. What this wicked woman done, Caroline Brown, the same woman who lied and accused a 14-year-old boy of flirting with her, went back and told her husband and her brother-in-law, which would be her brother. So from that, she knew exactly what the end game was going to be. These are the wicked. What Donald Trump did to these young men here. This is the wicked. This is the man that says bring back the death penalty, bring back our police. He wanted them executed for a crime they did not do. He put this ad up 14 days after their arrest. These are the wicked that the Bible speaks of. Who could commit a crime like that? Even if he was guilty, of looking at her or flirting with her, who could believe that the end product, that the punishment for looking at her or flirting with her, whatever she lied about, right, deserved that? Lord knows how long he was alive before he had to die. I pray in my heart, the Lord Yahushua, that he didn't suffer the amount of pain that I'm seeing here. And he probably did, but I'm just praying that somehow you took his spirit out of that body, boy. They was beating on a corpse longer than what they thought. I pray that was the end product. Truly. For them to have done that. You're telling me these people are not the wicked, they're not the devil, they're not Satan? Are you kidding me? They're not slanderers. They're not false accusers. Is that what you're trying to tell me? They are false accusers, they are slanderers. That's what they are. Oh, Lord. Couple more spirits. Couple more. John 8 and 44. I just need to get this out. So the game is up, Esau. We know. Why? Because ye are of your father, the devil. The devil, you are a false accuser. You are a slanderer, Esau. And the lust of your father ye will do. This was the lust of your father, what you did to this young man. What these Edomites did to Emmett Till was the lust of their father, the devil. What Donald Trump wanted to do to these boys was the lust of his father, the devil. because they are the devil. They are Satan. That's who they are. Why? He was a murderer from the beginning. This boy was murdered in a brutal way by the people who we call the devil and Satan, because they are our accusers and they are slanderers. Just exactly what the word devil means. They are the sons of the wicked. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. He abode not in the truth. She came and told a lie. She came, where is she gone? She came and told a lie. She told a lie. That's what she did on this boy here. Woman who caused Emmett Till's death admits to lying. She told a lie. You tell me this is not the devil and Satan who the Bible speaks of, the physical counterpart to the spiritual angel Satan. It says he was a murderer from the beginning. She knew that the end product, what was going to happen to Emmett Till, was his death, and abode not in the truth. Why? Because there is no truth in him. There's no truth in these Edomites. None. Zero. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. Why? For he is a liar and the father of it. She is a liar and the father of it. That's the devil. These Edomites are the devil. And then what does John say? And because I tell you the truth, you believe me not. So this is where the censorship of YouTube comes in. Because we tell you the truth, they believe us not. Sons of the wicked. Let's see. Sons of the wicked. Oh, do I need to give you any more? I don't think so. I was going to give you Revelations. Revelations 13. I don't really need to give Revelations 13. I think we can finish on that point there. I think we really can finish off that. So that's what we're dealing with here, people. Esau, the game is up. We'll read this once more time. John chapter 8 verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil. Let me get it out here. John chapter 8. Let me read it straight from the scripture. Verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth. Because there is no truth in him, when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar and the father of it. And like I said, there's no escaping your judgment. None. Zero. You're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay for what you did. There's no escaping your judgment. The things that you people have perpetrated, right? Things that you have perpetrated, man, there is no way on this living planet are you going to escape your judgment. And just like the Lord says, he's going to give to you double, give you one more. So 1 John chapter 3. I just found another meaty scripture here for you. Verse 8. He that committeth a sin is of the devil, for the devil sinneth from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of the Most High was manifest, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Whosoever is born of the Most High does not commit sin, for his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin because he is born of the Most High. So, it says, for that purpose was the Son of the Most High manifest, that he might destroy the works of the devil. What this woman done was the works of the devil. The works of the devil. Right? So, what did the Most High said? Revelations. We're going to finish. Oh, let me hold on. Revelations chapter 18. I'm just going to give you one scripture out of here. Revelation chapter 18 verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High has remembered her iniquities. So he's remembered your iniquities, Caroline Bryant. You're not going to escape your punishment. Never. For what you did to this boy. You're never going to escape your punishment. It says, reward her, talking about the United States of America, even as she has rewarded you. And double unto her, double according to her works. So you're going to receive double. What you allow to happen to this young man here, you're going to receive double. Because you are part of the backbone of the United States of America. This Revelation 18 and 6 is talking about the United States of America and all of those that built that country with the lie, the wickedness, the murder, the pillage and the rape and the destruction of the Native American Indians, right, the Mexicans, and the enslavement of the African Americans, right, during the transatlantic slave trade. All of those that played a part in the building of that country, which is you, and telling the lies on the children of Israel. The Most High says, reward her even. So in Revelations chapter 18 verse 6, reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. What was her works? This was her works. Double unto her according to her works. This was your works. In the cup what she has filled, fill to her double. Simple as that. The cup that she filled, this is the cup that you filled, we're going to fill to you double. So we can end it there. I pray this was edifying to all the Akayams out there, to the brothers and sisters. I pray that this lifts up your spirit and your soul to know that for all their crimes that Esau done, the game is up, Esau. They are going to receive their judgment. There is no escaping the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and his judgment. So I'd like to give all praises. Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakar, Kodash, Tawada, Amen. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Shalom, Makayams. Shalom.